Hello and welcome to a CFMEU News Update. I'm Emily Barker. A women's delegation from Collinsville have voiced community concerns at Glencore Strata's Australian headquarters. Two miners' wives and former MP Jim Pearce flew to Sydney to deliver a letter from the community. The letter called for a fair go for workers and their families after the Swiss-based multinational closed the 100-year-old mine in an attempt to replace the current local workforce. Meanwhile, Glencore continues to overlook local workers by advertising for mine positions outside the region as far away as Mackay, Brisbane and even Newcastle. Queensland District President Stephen Smythe has called on Glencore CEO Ivan Glasenberg to recognise the hundreds of experienced Collinsville miners ready to work.
If the locals don't get re-employed at this mine, the town will die. We've already seen the closure of one shop. 8 shops since December have closed. It's just going to have a massive impact. Families will leave. The families that can't leave are going to be separated and put into a transient lifestyle where they're going to suffer in that way as well.
The CFMEU is advising Rio Tinto iron ore train drivers in Western Australia not to rush into accepting a draft agreement circulated by the company. CFMEU West Australian District Secretary Gary Wood said that with Rio Tinto moving to introduce automated trains next year, it was important that fair protections for drivers' pay and conditions were in place. Despite advising it would send out the agreement, Rio Tinto has rejected union requests to formally advise employees that bargaining has started and that they can be represented by the union. The current agreement doesn't expire until 2014 and employees need time to bargain collectively, said Mr Wood. The first formal meeting to discuss the proposed agreement will take place next week. The Miners' Union has congratulated members at Peabody's Illawarra coal operations for their solidarity during their lockout. Mine workers and their families established protest lines outside the Helensburgh mine during the dispute. The US company locked out workers in retaliation for members extending bans and limitations for 7 days following an earlier lockout from Peabody's management. The fight continues to secure a new enterprise agreement with pay and conditions not below that of other Illawarra mine sites.
If we accept a 0% increase here, I've no doubt the next enterprise agreement I do, which will be with another multinational, BHP Billiton, Xstrata, they'll be saying, thank you very much, we'll take the same as Peabody. These boys are fighting for everyone.
I just don't know what else they expect us to do. I mean, I'm on the second lowest coal miner now, and they want me to take a pay cut for the next 3 years. So I'm at least 15% behind another bloke who's sucking the same dust, the same diesel fumes, doing the same job I'm doing. It's like my dad used to tell me, and he started in the mines in 1930, and he said there'll come a time when the lowest bloke can't give any more, and that's the time you'll have to fight.
Finally, the CFMEU has welcomed the appointment of new management to Gujarat NRE's operations in the Illawarra. Southwestern District Vice President Bob Timms this week welcomed the appointment of Jindal Australia's Jasbir Singh as Chairman and Interim CEO of Gujarat. The appointment follows possible new investment from Jindal, which could ensure the long-term viability of the Russell Vale and Wongawilli mines. The union has an understanding from the new management that future wages will be paid, but the fight continues over back pay. For more information on any of these stories, plus the latest on the Let's Spread It Around campaign, please go to the CFMEU website.